everybody. Okay, we're back. So if you just saw that like very quick video, and then we deleted it, for some reason Facebook Live didn't like that I had the camera turned a certain direction. So it worked for me before. I'm not sure why it's not working now. But anyway, so it's been confirmed that you can see us sitting straight up and down.
Thank goodness for Heidi in the office.
Thanks, Heidi.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So Heidi's holding the camera now. So anyway, about a month or so ago, Amy and I were having, so this is Amy Jacobus,
Yes.
and she has been working with me for 6 or 7 years now.
A long time, yeah.
As my marketing manager, so all the beautiful marketing that goes out is due to Amy, so you can give her full accolades. And so we were in a marketing meeting, and we were talking about our pet peeves, and Amy and I like to get our pet peeves out. We wear everything on our shoulders. We can't hold anything in.
We're true Pisces, very emotional about everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. So we just decided that why don't we do a Facebook Live and just talk for about 15 minutes and about some of these pet peeves. But then the pet peeves are supposed to be helpful, because then you hear the pet peeve and then we sort of solve what could come out of that pet peeve. You know, so it's no longer a pet peeve.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk a lot about, you know, we have a very specific job at NSP to create beautiful video for arts companies and dance companies in particular. And once the video goes out our door, that's it. Like, we don't have control over what happens to it.
Right.
We can use it to show our work in a portfolio or online, you know, if we have permission to share the video. But we often see that the companies we work with could do even more with what they have in front of them. And so for us,
and it makes us sad.
Yeah, like, for us it's like, let's get even more, like, squeeze every last drop out of the video.
Squeeze the juice out of the video.
Yes.
Yeah, so really what we're thinking is, you know, you spend money, you spend time, you spend effort, planning, resources to make a video, and then you use it once. Like, let's say, for example, you use it to promote your show.
Right.
And then your show's over, and the video just, like, goes somewhere. Dropbox, it sits on your computer. And
on a hard drive somewhere.
On a hard drive. Mm-hmm. And so I guess what the pet peeve is that we want that video to be used more. And can it be used more? And so to ask yourselves those questions.
Right.
How else can we use those videos? So like we were talking earlier as we were prepping. So some other ideas were, do you want to say some?
Sure. I mean, so
I don't take the stage.
So we have seen, even like recently, I was scrolling through my personal Facebook feed and saw Ballet Hispanico has an upcoming Apollo show, and they're reusing a video that we've created for them, a promo for past performances to sell this performance, and it's like beautiful, and the Apollo seems to be getting a lot of engagement on it and excitement around the video, and people love it. And it's probably going to people who haven't seen that video before.
Right.
And this is like just showing them the energy and beauty that is Ballet Hispanico. And so it's getting them interested in the show, even though it's not made specifically for the show. And like, that's so brilliant and lovely to see happening, because that video could have just been, you use that one time, like you said, and then shelved, and just gathering dust in, you know, on a drive somewhere, like never to be touched
digital
again.
Dust.
Yes, digital dust, which sucks.
Yeah, and it does, and I think actually, like you said, it's not the video doesn't have the dances that they're actually showing at the Apollo, right?
I don't think so.
Now
all of them at least, yeah.
Right, but it's still showing the beauty of Ballet Hispanico.
Right.
And so, because what you're trying to do is sell how amazing Ballet Hispanico is. So you just want to go to the show because how much do we love Ballet Hispanico? And now you want to see, what are they doing?
Right.
We know that there's a few different works, and that will be fun to see what those are.
And I would imagine that would be really, you know, a good thing to do when you don't have footage of something yet. Like if it's a world premiere of a dance, you can't always share anything about it.
Right.
Maybe you're like everything's under wraps even, and you can't share like what the costumes look like, or
But you can just show the beauty of the dancers, or the fierceness, or the whatever it is.
Yeah, the vibe, the energy of the company as a whole.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like one-to-one rep that you're going to see to use something. So I think like you should dig through all
there's people watching.
Oh, yeah.
So exciting.
Thanks for watching. I should probably look at that. But you're really gonna, if you dig through past promos, past, works, and pull excerpts of things that just give that vibe and energy, that's gonna be just as good as showing, what's going on stage.
And another thing that you could do is, if you do have actual dates, like at the very end of the video, and so it's not timeless, you could, there are easy ways. You could either call up NSP or whomever your editor was,
right?
Or there are actually pretty easy ways to just change that last slate, and then you could either just change it to your website, so you could just use it as a timeless video,
right?
Or you could change the dates or whatever. But there's just it's always just thinking creatively and using our resources, because I think a lot of times we spend, this is going to be so expensive, or I don't have anything to show, and there's many different ways to utilize that one video.
Right. And you were talking about, just not forgetting that you have this treasure trove of video footage too, which I think is a really important part of being able to reuse it, is remembering that you have it in the first place.
I think that's a really big thing. I mean, I was just telling Amy that when I was at Jacob's Pillow this summer, and I was looking through the YouTube video archive, I guess, and I was like, oh, we did that video. Oh, right, we did that video. Oh, right. And so then I actually ended up compiling a list of, we did these videos, because there's a lot of new people there, and then sending that off to say, these could be shared again, because we all don't remember what we produced. It's like you do it and then you move on. And so one thing that Amy and I were just talking about is you could do like a really simple Google Doc, and you could just have all the videos that you have in your archives that you've produced, and then that could just jog your memory, so you could go back to it and be like, oh, we have this coming up, maybe we could utilize that video.
Right. Mel and I love a Google spreadsheet, so if you want to make a Google spreadsheet, yes. Heidi loves a Google spreadsheet. Everyone in this office loves a spreadsheet.
Loves a Google spreadsheet.
Yeah, you can make different tabs, you were saying, for different years of footage. If you have a bunch of years of rep, you could get really super detailed and organized with it and do it by like work or piece or choreographer. But you could also just put it, like, dump it all in a list in a document. And
be easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to be that hard on yourself. Just remember that it's there.
Yeah.
Just to jog your memory.
And you also could just use YouTube as your, that could be your archive.
Right. Everything's up, or at least everything's, even if it's private listed, and you just go through your own library when you're signed in.
Oh, right. We did that.
Yeah.
There was another example. Because another... Maggie Mullen, who I'm making a documentary about Ian Horvath, we're making a documentary about Ian Horvath called No Dominion. She's really good about like pulling little sections out. I think she uses QuickTime, probably like you do. And so I make an excerpt for her. Then she pulls an excerpt from that excerpt. You want to make sure you keep the quality up, and we've talked about that, so she does. And then she puts it on Instagram. And then you can also like reshare those videos, because we all think that everyone saw that video. Well, I have to tell you, like, I've been looking at Facebook for like 3 to 5 minutes a day.
Right.
If that.
You've been
lately.
very good at.
Yeah, I've been really like off social
away.
media. It's been making my energy a little drop, and anyway, that's a whole other lie.
Yeah, that's another live session about how to stay off of Facebook, even when you have to work on there.
But I'd be a perfect example of, people actually have been coming up to me, oh, did you see that on Facebook? I'm like, no, actually I didn't. But then, I might go into looking at Facebook a lot more in like a few months, and then someone shares a video again, and then I see it, and I didn't see it before.
But I mean, even like we all know that Facebook's business model now is you pay to be seen. Right. And so if you have not put ad money behind one of your videos, it is likely that more than half of your audience, if not more than that, has not seen it yet.
Yeah.
And so sharing it again is not a dangerous thing that you're going to like end up looking like you're repeating yourself. Like, of course, your feed shouldn't be the same video 3 times. Like, you have more content within that flow.
That is a good point, because that would be weird.
That would be really bizarre. We wouldn't follow you.
Yeah, then people would be like, there's something wrong with us.
Yes. But I mean, as long as you've spaced it out with other content, you're working on other things and sharing, you know, behind the scenes of your art making, then you can really feel confident sharing a video that you've already shared in its, you know, condition that it's already in.
Right.
Just go ahead, plop it on there again.
Yeah. So should we talk about timing? Because our other thing, a lot of questions that we get. Are you good, Heidi?
Yeah.
With your arm? Okay. A lot of questions that we get are people say to us, okay, we want to make a video, and then they immediately say, how long should it be?
Right.
And
Which
Amy
drives me crazy.
So if you call us in the future, just don't ask that question.
Well, we're going to answer what the answer is.
Yeah.
And there is no answer to that question.
There is no answer to the question, because I think that we just prefer that everyone doesn't get so hung up in how long should that be. Now, there's certain times where if you are making a 30-second spot that's going to be on television, I know that's like a dirty word, like television, but you know, that's going to be a YouTube pre-roll or on TV or something. You know, you have a time limit and it has to be 30 seconds. We totally get that. And
or
that
Instagram still does not allow for more than 1 minute of video. And so there are like restrictions, of course.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you need to have 60 seconds, full 60 seconds, or like, it just, you should be telling the story you need to tell and getting the point across that you need to get across.
So the musicality is like one thing that we always think about with, you know, the energy of the music, and that will drive the piece. And then also, like Amy said, telling the story. So you want to have that story unfold, and we don't just mean telling the story like with a voiceover or something. Like, it's even just telling the story of the dance. And, you know, because a lot of times it's so ironic how sometimes you'll watch like a 15-second video, or let's say a 30-second video, and you're like, oh my god, this is so long. And then you'll watch like a 3-minute video, and you're like, it's over. Wow. So I think that proves right there that timing is not super, we don't want to get hung up by like, this is the perfect time for a video. And
believe me, I look at who's watching NSP videos and for how long and what they're paying attention to and when they drop off, and it varies per video. It does not, it's not like there's a 15-second cutoff where everyone stops watching every video we've ever made. Like, it really, we've shared like 10-minute videos before, and people will watch the whole thing.
Right. Like, I always think of the Rudolph Steiner video that we did. That's where my daughter goes to school, and we made a video for them in the spring. It's 3.5 minutes or something like that.
Something like that.
I mean, people always think they want to see more. You know, it just, shout out to Ashley Bickford, editor, and Christopher for helping with that video. But
beautiful.
You know, that's an example of a video, and
but it's really compelling. You want to keep watching. You want to see what Steiner has to offer, because there are so many interesting things. That's
another example of they have continued to share that constantly. Christian Piazza has done a very good job, and Eileen. They just, like, I think they just shared it for Giving Tuesday again.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it's already, they didn't have to do anything to it. All they had to do is share it.
Just reshare.
Yeah.
Just reshare your stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know, do we have any questions, or?
I haven't seen any. So
anyway, we thank you all very much for watching.
Right.
And Amy is checking that out to make sure everything's, So, we're going to see if we're going to talk again. You know, we'll see. We'll have a marketing meeting after this. Maybe we'll come up with a few other pet peeves.
More things to talk about. But we really want people to use your company's videos to to squeeze every last drop. We really, really want that to happen. So a lot of times we talk about how can we help people make that happen. You know, this kind of organizing your footage and knowing what you have. We haven't really talked about that a lot, but I think we could go into it even further, like help people organize that. And this is something we write about and share monthly. Like it's part of our mission here to share a video tip every month. So if you want more of this and you want to read things that might help you with your video and your company and like really getting the most out of what you do, I'm going to share the link to sign up for our video tips list, and you should sign up for our email and know more, and we'll probably tell you if we're going to come
I think in my email, nell@nellshelby.com,
yes.
and feel free to email any questions, and because I think it's important. We all want to help each other out, and we all want to make sure that we're using our resources and that we're sharing this content. Literally, like Amy and I just like when we just see a video just only shared for just like a short period of time, then it's just like, oh no,
right.
So bring it back, bring it back. One other thing that I was just thinking, if you have say like your close camera or your wide camera, so you have the full video of your show. Yeah. You also, there are easy ways, like Amy, we didn't go over this and we talked about it earlier, but Amy and Paige at her company, they will actually, so they don't like bother us, they will use QuickTime to pull little excerpts.
Yeah, I am not a video editor. I am not a video editor. I will repeat that like 4 times. But I can take a video, I have enough tech savvy, I guess, to pull it into QuickTime and like make a start and stop point, and then pull an excerpt for our social media purposes, or if a client in a pinch needs something and I'm the only one to help. Yeah. Yeah. So I think those are easy things to do. Yeah.
But so thank you, and I hope you sign up for our tips, and hopefully we'll see you next time. We'll let you know. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hello.